Good afternoon, everybody. So today I would like to share a little bit of conception, which is the importance of small action. And to do that, I will go through my very personal experience. So let's start when I was 26. When I was 26, I thought, well, this is my life. This is decided. This is it. And it was not in a bad way. I had a job, a stable one. I had routines, daily routines. I have people around me, family and friends. But the weird thing is that nothing was actually growing. I just felt stuck there. And every day I felt smaller than the one before. And there was a phrase I kept telling myself every day. Well, maybe this is it. That's it, right? Nothing is going to change. I'm going to live like this for my whole life. But kind of reality, that was not real, that didn't come from facts. It was something that I decided somehow. And back at the time, I was a little bit struggling with work. I didn't like what I was doing, where I was doing. I was going through a lot of emotions. Everybody has been at that stage. But the worst thing is that I stopped imagining myself in a different way. I stopped thinking that I could become something different. Not because that was impossible, but simply because one day, at some point, I decided, oh no, I can't do this. This is too much. I'm gonna stay here. It's comfortable. So then in 2023, big shock, I moved to China. And I want to be honest, very honest, I didn't do that because I was brave. I did that because it felt like an easy choice. An exit from my life back home. And when I arrived, surprise, nothing was easy. Everything was very, very difficult. I couldn't read. I couldn't communicate with anyone. Every single task felt incredibly hard. Even ordering food. I managed to order food for the first time in Meituan after 6 months. And I don't want to talk about how hard is it to get a visa or opening a bank account. That's true hardcore experience for a foreigner. But because I couldn't rely on my usual habits, I wasn't in the same environment, I had to try. And that is the moment that everything changed. Just try. Not perfectly, not confidently, just do that. So the first thing I started to learn the language. I'm still doing that. And it's extremely hard. I make mistakes every day, but every day I keep trying doing that. I pick up the phone, even if I know I won't understand anything. But maybe tomorrow I will get one word, the day after 2 words. So small action like that. And this is when it became necessary. I have to do that, or I will be stuck here. And this is the moment I realized the limit I thought I had, they were not real. I was putting those limits on myself. I believed those were real. But this is where we have to think about infinity, not as something big, not as something far away as the galaxy, as the universe, something that is close by, right here. Small action, repeated. And those are going to help you to grow and change. Those will not shape your identity. So before moving, I thought, I'm not capable of changing. I'm not capable of adapting. I'm not capable of being independent. And then when I started doing all these small things, I realized, maybe I can do that. Not great. I made a lot of mistakes in the while, but still something has changed. Not instantly, but gradually. Because growth, that's it, that's a slow thing. And this is the part that we underestimate. We always want to achieve big results quickly, because we don't want to wait. I start a diet on Monday, and I expect to be fit 1 week after. No, that's not how it works. If I plant a seed today, I will not find a grown tree tomorrow. Right? We always want big action, big results quickly. But growth is small action, slowly. It takes time, and we have to be patient. And over the time, I also managed to be more confident. Like a year ago, I would never be on the stage talking. Never. That was not my thing. I was too shy. I am still shy. But every day I pretend and I act confident despite not feeling it. I just try to carry on. And this is where I want to leave two important concepts to think about. The first one is about mistakes. So we have to treat mistakes as treasure, because a mistake is not going to define you. If I fail a math test today, it doesn't mean that I won't be good at math forever, right? This is where we should treat mistakes as information, as a prompt. All right, today I made mistakes. I failed math. I'm going to do more homework. I'm going to pay more attention in class. And then the day after, I will be better. That's it. And the same happened to me. That mistakes didn't define me. It was showing me that was learning. It was a process of it. And when you get into this loop, your perspective starts to change slightly. And this is when you start asking, I can't do this. And you just go with, okay, I can do this, but I'm going to try. What can I learn from it? What this is going to teach me? And this is very important, especially with students at school. Many of my students, as soon as I give them drawings or homework, they say, oh no, teacher, I cannot do that. It's like, how do you know that? Try. Let me see, I can help you. And the second one, which is very important, is to treat time as an asset. And we get that, especially as long as we grow up, and especially when we get old. That time is very, very important. Because as I said, we don't have to wait for big moments, big changes to happen. But it's all small steps, and that is what is going to define you. We just try something for a short time, and if we don't see results, we just stop. But as I said, the growth is not like that. It's quiet. It takes time. So my advice at this point is to keep always trying. And when I came to China the first time, I was a complete different version of what I am today here. So nothing big happened, nothing sudden happened in the meanwhile, but a lot of small action, a lot of small things happen, small risks, small change of habit, small decision. And the more you go over it, the more it starts to feel normal, to keep changing, to keep improving. So this is where I say that that feeling of, I cannot do that, is not real. It's a limit you impose to yourself that you're supposed to change. You can move out of it. And so don't treat your I cannot as a conclusion. This is something I always say to my students. I would like just to conclude this one. So your cannot is the starting point of your infinity, a repetition of small habits and small changes. Thank you, everybody.